Hey guys, welcome back. Let's do a quick oil change on the V-Star 650. So with the oil warm, find your sump plug. I use, as a rule of thumb, I just go from the front bolt of the kickstand and I go back and there's the sump plug. It's a 17 mil plug. The reason they say to have your bike warm is so that all the oil drains out. But I'm leaving this overnight because I've got another job. I use a low profile oil pan because the bike's leaned over on the stand. It's pretty low. That's a 4 litre one. If you don't have a low profile one, just chock your bike up so it's level. And here we go. So this shouldn't be too tight. I just got a 17 mil spanner, ring spanner, and I just want to break the tension and it should come pretty easy. Yeah, you don't want to tighten these things up too much. Yeah, it's finger tight. Yeah, after you break the tension, it should be finger tight. You really don't want to tighten these things up too much at all. So be careful here. Obviously, if your bike's been running, the oil will be hot. Get ready to pull it out or get ready to just drop it in the bowl and fish it out of the oil later. I've got reflexes of a cat, so I'll just pull it out. So the oil looks pretty good. Wasn't serviced that long ago. So that, just leave that draining and I jump over to the right side of the bike. So now the oil filter is what we're going to take off now. It's got two covers for some reason. So here's the outer cover. It's got 3 bolts. It's just an Allen key. I think it's a T3 or T4. I think there's 2 different sizes being used here. But I just use a multi-tool, and I call them Allen keys, but other people call them hex keys. I like to keep the bolts in the covers just to make sure I don't get them lost or mixed up. These ones were tighter than I expected. Whoever serviced this last, tightened them up a bit tight. They're meant to be 10 Newton meters, but I don't have a torque wrench that's that light, that goes down that far, right? I've only got heavy duty ones. So 10 Newton meters for me is just snug, just sort of finger tight, snug, and don't overdo it. Just maybe half a turn. That's it. So here you got on this inner cover is 5 bolts, 2 really long ones, which you will see in a second are the 2 top ones. Yeah, the real long ones. And then all the other ones are, that's the 2 long ones. And then all the other ones are short. So don't mix them up. Make sure you get the 2 long ones in the right spot. And now we expose our oil filter and it just simply slips out. Now this bike with the oil filter takes 2.8 litres, they say in the manual. And if you're not changing the oil filter and you don't have to for every change, they say it's 2.6 litres. So the oil filter takes 200 mil, I guess. So this is a K&N. But this is what you have to get separately. This is the oil filter O-ring. Now, you don't have to change it. I bought one just in case, but it turned out the oil filter ring was okay, right? The O-ring was okay. I'm just bought it to show you how to pull it out and put the new one in. The old one was fine. If they're not crushed or broken, I'd just reuse it because they're like $5 Australian to get them separately. I think it's a bit of a raw. It doesn't come with the actual filter, but there it is. Bob's your father's brother, and in it goes. Very easy. That's the outer cover, inner cover done. The oil filter. I just smear a bit of oil onto the rubber, and the protruding bit goes inside. Now it doesn't fit snug. I was looking for it to fit snug. It kind of just sits in there and wobbles around a little bit. The outer cover, the cover actually pushes it down. So remember to put the long ones in the 2 upper spots, just like that. I put them in first, so I can't go wrong. I just get them finger tight, and then I put the 3 other bolts in and then tighten them out, tighten them down in a cross pattern. It's not crucial to get the torque specs. For me, I don't they're 10 Newton meters if you're bothered, if you've got one of those little small torque wrenches. I don't. I just do it up hand tight. I've never had an issue with it. So that's the outer cover. Put 3 bolts back on. It's the same 10 Newton meters if you want to use a torque wrench. Job done. So now, obviously with the sump plug back in, that's the only bit I missed. Put the sump plug back in. Don't over tighten it. Take your filler cap off and fill the oil up and put 2.8 liters if you've done the filter. There's a little window just under this crankcase cover and just fill it up between the 2 notches, right? Which should be around 2.8 liters. I hope this helps, guys. Just a quick oil change. If you have any questions, hit me up, but otherwise give it a like and a thumbs up.